I had never heard of RRP before, and when I was diagnosed, it came to me as a shock. I remember driving home just feeling helpless because I didn't know what the next step would be.
So respiratory papillomas are caused by a virus, and it's a very common virus, so lots of people are exposed to it.
At first I thought I had the common cold. I just had a raspy voice, but after a week or two, I did decide to go to the doctor.
Papillomas are just warty-like growths. They're benign tumors, and they grow in the airway.
I was told that I had polyps on my vocal cord, and I needed to have surgery.
Because these papillomas keep growing, they have to be removed surgically just so the patient can breathe.
This doctor told me there was no cure. He could only do so much for me. It was just very disappointing to hear.
And for patients with bad disease, they might need surgery every 6 weeks just to keep their airway open.
And he basically would do a scope up my nose and down my throat, and he would burn the polyps off of me when I was awake. It was an extremely painful thing to go through. So after 3 doctors and 15 surgeries and procedures, I just got to a point of despair. And this is when my husband was doing some research and he found Dr. Abramson.
I met Bettie in the very early 80s, and together we thought if we could collaborate, we might find some very significant findings.
These patients have recurrent disease where these papillomas grow.
Then I thought that we had to try to learn why that reason was that this disease was recurring. And she applied molecular techniques that had never been done before.
And we had discovered that these papillomas express an enzyme which stimulates their growth. And when we used a drug called Celebrex, the papilloma cells stopped growing.
So initially the thought was to get a few patients and to see what happened to them.
And when we did this, all 3 patients improved. With Melissa, her disease not only slowed down, but it actually went away to the point where she had no papillomas.
I don't know if there are words to describe having my voice back, because for so many years it was a difficult time. I am now in remission, and I am back in the classroom, and my life is back to what it once was.
This is exactly what we do here at the Feinstein Institute. Our scientists and their clinical colleagues study disease to cure disease.
Our research team is now in the process of enrolling thousands of mothers-to-be into what we are calling the Generations Project. The idea is to study the early genetic, environmental, and familial factors that can put you at risk for disease, including autism, cancer, obesity, and diabetes. The Generations Project will be a powerful resource for scientists to address some of the most pressing problems in disease prevention, and the placement of this project within North Shore LIJ will allow the benefits of new therapies to quickly reach patients in need.
We are studying an incurable brain tumor that grows back within months after surgery and radiation therapy. Recently, we have discovered a drug that can actually prevent these tumors from coming back after initial therapy. We are tremendously excited about these results, as we may have found a new therapeutic approach to finally control this dreadful disease. And we're planning to test this drug in patients as soon as possible.
At a number of community clinics across the United States, we're starting to use live two-way video to help to manage patients with schizophrenia. So we've done thousands of diagnostic interviews and research assessments of patients all over the country, and the data that will emerge from this study will be very important. And this is just the beginning in terms of applying new technologies to improve the treatment of our patients.
The job of the immune system is to fight off infection. Sometimes, however, the immune system can produce too many molecules that damage the body and cause disease. My colleagues and I in the lab were able to prove that a specific nerve traveling to the immune system could be electrically stimulated to prevent the production of these damaging molecules. In fact, we're currently conducting a clinical trial based on this idea in patients with severe rheumatoid arthritis, and we're seeing significant clinical benefit. One patient, a 45-year-old man who had been severely disabled by rheumatoid arthritis for many years, is now in complete clinical remission.
One of the things that's very, very important to recognize is that research impacts each and every one of us. It is a wonderful opportunity we have to make a change and make a positive difference in people's lives. Research is at the core of this.
Here at the Feinstein, research goes on every day in our 55 laboratories, in close collaboration with some 1,500 clinical investigators in the health system. This is a tremendous synergy of science and clinical expertise.
The Feinstein Institute is a collaborative environment.
You see it everywhere. People talking between laboratories and across research conference tables.
There's the culture here that we're all working together.
Sharing ideas, generating new approaches.
We have common goals and common interests, and everybody helps everybody else.
This type of collaboration is key to successful science. It's an environment that focuses on the products of discovery.
Without the scientists working in the labs, discovering new things, finding new treatments, people may not have the opportunity that I had to gain back their life again.
I've been privileged to see science from the Feinstein Institute move into the clinic and improve the lives of patients. And this makes me very excited about the future.